Grah, you have to chase me for the last time, Steel Samurai. The pale moon in the sky cries for your blood. The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon, for it will be the last moon you ever see. See you in hell, evil magistrate. Grah! The warrior's sword gleam and strike in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's exciting episode of The Dark Messenger Returns. October 14th, 5:31 p.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Hello everybody, I'm the Flaming Witch, but you can call me Flame, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright. In the last video, we finished off the second chapter, we proved both Maya and my own innocence, and we are continuing on right where we left off, which is at the very beginning of the next chapter. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate. Whoa, stop waving that broom around. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here. What was that surreal show you were watching? What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? And what the heck are you doing all excited about it? Hey, I'm only 17. That's 17, see? I'm still a teen, unlike you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like I'm your grandpa or something. I'm 24 myself. Then watch it with me. He's really cool and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1. I really worry about kids these days. Gramps, well, the Steel Samurai is over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess. Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time, but no one paid any attention to the Wright & Co. law offices. How am I going to pay rent for this month? It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. October 16th, 8:14 a.m., Phoenix Wright's bedroom. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick? Maya? What? It's so early. It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai got arrested. Huh? You mean the guy in the show? Yes! They're saying the Steel Samurai killed a villain. Isn't that what he's supposed to do? Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV? No, I mean he actually did it, in real life. He skewered a villain with a samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Just come to the office, quick. Please, Nick. October 16, 9:22 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Maya's here, watching television. Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers was arrested yesterday. Powers plays a lead role in the popular kids show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jack Hammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found still inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also stuck inside the body. Police believe this was the murder weapon and are investigating further. This has got to be a joke. No, 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 it's a nightmare. The Steel Samurai is over. The world is over. Yes, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What? Nick! It's the Steel Samurai. What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go? Go where? They have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there and say that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. Does she want to investigate this case, or does she just want to see some sightseeing? Probably both. Probably both. My money's on sightseeing. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it. You don't have a clue what happened. No, we just don't have enough information. Well, technically that means you know nothing. October 16th, detention center, refrigerator room. What? What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he definitely did it. Murder. At least once, maybe twice. Whoa. What are you saying? Yes? Something wrong? No, no. This is getting off to a great start. I know. You're disappointed, aren't you? Disappointed? Oh, no, 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 no. No, it's okay. This is the real me. When I got the part of the Steel Samurai with the mask, I decided I would never show my face in public until the job was over. It's the kids, you know? I didn't want to wreck their dreams. Oh. I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. I wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now. Nick! What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it. What happened? Maybe you could start by telling us what happened. Yes, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday, actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 o'clock that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon, but when 5 o'clock came around and the staff gathered at the studio, the evil magistrate was found lying. Oh, wow. Wow. They took off his mask and discovered that it was Jackhammer, dead. He had been expertly skewered with the samurai spear. The samurai spear? Yes, it's a long spear that the Steel Samurai uses as a weapon. Maybe you could explain just what the Steel Samurai is? Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this? No, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai is a lead character in a popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate, although I guess he did defeat him this time. I see. Neo Tokyo? Who comes up with these names? All that reminded me of is San Francisco from Big Hero 6. Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studio at 9 o'clock. We worked through some action scenes. Rehearsal was to begin at 5 o'clock, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up it was after 5. It was late for a rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon after murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right, Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Wow, Nick, let's go! I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs. Probably. Also, sorry for, like, the iffy voices. I still am, like, kind of losing my voice. I'm very worried. I'm probably gonna end up losing it after this video. But, so, pardon, like, me only really doing Maya's voice. October 16, Global Studios main gate. Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome. Aren't you excited? Hey, you there. You want in? You gotta go through me. That was a terrible voice for her. Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers. Oh, yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security, and it's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard about the incident and you want to come here. Use today. Oh, God. I'm not clicking through this. Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Use today. So, what do you have to do with the studios? At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days. No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Well, this place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too. He was... Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Can you tell me about Mr. Willpowers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want to see him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why he thought that the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jackhammer. We don't know for certain that Willpowers is guilty. Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. What kind of person was Jackhammer? What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jackhammer will live on in the many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing in the Dynamite Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. What's more, I heard they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday. I was here from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to 5 o'clock when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is to the left here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went here between 1 o'clock and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Mr. Powers? Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. Isn't it about time? Oops. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were looking suspicious. I can't talk. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously. But we don't have that. In fact, we have literally nothing. Hello, how's the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady said she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's impossible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business and I need to take every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry. But I swear to you on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me? What does she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. Well, the killer was wearing the Steel Samurai costume. About the security guard at the main gate. Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She got me suspicious looking. Yes, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take out that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the bigwigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once and she'll never let up on you. Ugh, she's got some nerve. Do you think you can write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. I just hope this will get me past the security lady. Ma'am, you have a look at this. It's a letter of request for Mr. Powers. Oh, yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. To think he would entrust his fate to youth such as you. Really? Really? Anyway, you may pass, but only left from here, towards the studios. No going right, that's the employee area. No one is let on inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick, huh? There are maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you. Well, time to go, Nick. 50 cents! She's so angry. I want to actually examine here first. The computer that runs the security camera. Hey, no touching. An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. The main studio entrance. There's a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Looks like the studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. Security guard station. The security lady must like Junku. There's a mountain of it sitting on the desk. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. October 16th, Studio 1 entrance. Ah! Hi, Gumshoe. Hey, aren't you the murderer from the other day? Ah! It's not that confused. It's that confused detective. Hey, pal, you know the prosecutor Edgework is all upset, and it's your fault. I saw him tipping D and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey, if he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth is in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, we're on this case too, pal. Huh? Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a good character, alright. So, how is your investigation going, detective? Well, hey, I can't tell you that, pal. Nick, Maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? The autopsy report. The latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now the victim entered Studio 1 approximately 1 p.m. and at the time there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to the studio between 1 o'clock and 2:30, and that person was none other than Will Powers. None other, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady? What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me donuts and coffee. Remember what Powers said? She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? Kind of evidence. Well, that or photo. The photo of the steel samurai heading towards the scene of a crime. What? Who took that? See that camera up there at the gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah, whenever someone walks by that, the camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Well, we'd like to ask some of the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Not someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. It takes pictures of people going in and out of the studio. All you have to do is look at the camera, look at all the data, and you see who went there. There's a number plate on the camera. ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. There's a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio's fallen on rough times. They started letting people on the days they aren't filming. They make a bit of extra money for charging admission. Huh. You sure know a lot about this place, detective. You know, you can always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, and what a perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count. Huh? Just what is that supposed to mean, pal? It's not, like, rude. The studio mascot, I guess it's a monkey of some kind. But what kind of monkey has a nose like that? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to the Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday, and the head broke off. It took down that tree with it, too. And it's just the Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a keycard to get in. Makes sense they would want to keep non-employees out. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here. Hey, good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. Nick, look! That security lady is in the guard station stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need to chew them with. Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to the detective. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Oh, that. I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left from here is the gate where the camera took that photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. This guard station is in central position. No matter where you go from here, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1 o'clock. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? And the only one I seen go through here between 1 o'clock and 2:30 was Powers himself. Security cover got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one who did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you? Yeah, good one, Sonny. She thinks I was joking. Was the victim Mr. Hammer, a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was? Past tense? Oh, yes. He was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He's shown the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks the gate, see? When it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes a picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over there in the guard station. Check them every day before going home, I do. Huh. Oh, I can head over to the employee area now. Perfect. Nick, this is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look, there's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. There we go. That's how I slide. The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. There's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through there, but yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right. Huh. Hey, I'm not a kid. The grate that used to cover the drain. It's a little bent. I don't think it would fit if I tried to put it back on. There's a half-finished backdrop of the stage here. It looks like a castle. Probably the old Tokyo castle. Looks like one of those electric power basketball. I don't know about these. I mean, what's the point? It makes it go a lot easier going up hills. Don't people cycle to get exercise? The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone's probably too shocked to clean up. There's T-bone on one of the plates, minus the snake. T-bone steak. That would have fit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? She absolutely would talk about that. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in a film studio? I mean, good point. Vending machine? Let's see, cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh, it's so normal. I was expecting some cool themed snacks or something. Popcorn at least. Wait, look, samurai soda. Nick, try this. Ladies first. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. The door to the dressing room it's not locked. Hey Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe you can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear. That's the murder weapon. Powers' dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap in here, did they? Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth for his sake. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh, this is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? I am kinda like samurai movies. Kinda. This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that. Look, an employee key card. This must be Powers. Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have separate receipts. How many stomachs does this girl have? There's some regular suits among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. So you're already wearing one yourself, man. Looks locked. Looks like it doesn't open the window much. I guess it's kind of dusty outside. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. Wonder what else is in Powers' bag. Stop that! Oops. God damn it. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this keycard we borrowed from the dressing room worked. It worked! It opened! Yay! She's way too happy about visiting the crime scene. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was a samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Looks like a backdrop for the stage. This must be used in the real samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the steel samurai take place in Old Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not Old Tokyo, Nick. Neo Old Tokyo. Oh, right. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you! No touching that. Sorry. My partner's kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers. You're representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP. Oh, Will Powers. WP. I get it. I don't envy guys one bit, but do what you can for WP, okay? He never heard fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry. Leave it to us. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You need to stop judging the ladders based on appearances. Right, sorry. Get this girl out of here. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I was wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. Look, a megaphone. A real-life megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. What's this? That's for reflecting light. They call it a reflection screen or something. This doesn't hold it during filming. Huh. What? Where's all your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I don't want to be the director, or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. The outline where Jackhammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate's costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I never expected the spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Wow, that camera. Hi, Penny. Could you tell me about anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now, and yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning we went through the action sequences of the employee area. WP and Hammer were there along with everyone else. The employee area. That's where Powers' dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go to his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting information of Powers' alibi. What do we have, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry. I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just afternoon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Yes, I think. Think doesn't cut it in a witness's testimony. Nick, what about the security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. What? I saw this suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Alright, you better tell me quick. You speculated cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. She just yelled at run away. Well, Nick, is there a chance to do what we can do without her looking over our shoulders? Read up the runs security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see the photo of Powers. Yeah, maybe. Yes. Okay, let's give it a try. Looks like I just have to enter a few numbers. See, the first number, 1 p.m. That was when the security lady, it was 3:07. There. Hey, I printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Huh? How is that a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective is very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 5th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one on the computer. Powers' photo added to the court record? Hey, Nick! Can't we just use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right. We'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I give you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think that photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some real idea who the killer was. Maybe it really is the security lady. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in the Studio One something. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to a stand. Can't talk. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio. See, this is the area. This here is the employee area. Can't talk. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, it's fine. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. That question is, what did the security ladies at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Again, I'm so sorry I'm not really doing voices. My throat hurts. I'm losing my voice. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. It's practically my name anyway, so even when I was Anyway. I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you? You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee keycard to get in. Right, the keycard that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be in there couldn't get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? A run-through? They were working on out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use that afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to the Studio 1 that afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammers and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammers run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even a second? Oh, of course. I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday, I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time, whippersnapper. Snapper whipper. Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time? Very well. What did you see? How did you know that? I have my ways, that overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard. 2 p.m., are you sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was that man? Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies in a bunch. I'll tell you who it is. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again. It was him. How could you have known that? Let me get this straight, old bag, or Mrs. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, with the right? I can't talk. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can clearly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Mr. Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Oh. Uh-oh. Huh. So he had a sprained ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You made big things across examining. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press until she squeals. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything... Oh, okay. Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, the Steel Samurai, then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I hope make it better for him, of course. You help make it better. I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. So if she didn't know about his ankle, then that means he wouldn't have... Then that means... Okay, so that means that she can't be the killer, because if she did not know about his sprained ankle, then she would not have done anything. She would not have tried to, like, mimic it. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. It strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Breaking the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently, he's sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging around his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. Think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're Object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw to go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else was there. If they had, I would have seen them. Yes, but there was a second photo. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. That's right. Maybe go into your cross-examination. That is true. How do you know that? Oh, wait. And then I just explained and done it to the young detective, and then after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. See, Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security camera data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed two words. Not two words. Are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken on 2 p.m. on Friday, October 15th. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end of where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day, yet there was only one data for one photograph. Who could have erased the data for the other? Only someone with access, the security leader herself. Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera at the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. That. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please? Oh my god. Every day, after I finish my guard duties, I have one more important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security camera and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out the one photo that day. Mrs. Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. She's annoying. Another job? That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I looked closely at every one of the photos the security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell just by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers' photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Well, who in the heck was that photo? Fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? Told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids! So on the photo that was you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day? One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to me about in 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. Boy in 2nd or 3rd grade, I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You did not go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who is that Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume, so where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are you going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right. But if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. Not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick! It's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sound like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edwards, will you present the prosecution's thought on this matter? Prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went by the studio is a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do not have any may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Oh god, are they really gonna make me pick? Let me just, hold on. Okay. Order, interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who's obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed... The assistant. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai. So you're saying the Steel Samurai is in the picture is really the assistant? That's correct, Your Honor. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai... Oh, shoot! No! Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Powers and poor Hammer were on a run-through. Oh, and me. What about the assistant? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, you say? She didn't know about Powers' ankle. Crap! The assistant knew nothing about Mr. Powers' injury. She could look like the Steel Samurai with that costume, but she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped. That kind of takes the legs out from under the case. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you, as I warned. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Maybe move on, Mr. Wright. This fight isn't over yet. If you would, Your Honor, one more chance, please. Very well, go ahead. So who is this person? It had to have been the security lady. She was the only one who would have known. The security lady. I knew in the old bag. Who? Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this photo. That means whoever was in the suit knew about the morning injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. The only person other than Powers and Hammers who knew about the injury. The security lady, old bag. What? Whippersnapper? Order? Order! Is this true, old bag? Old bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point fingers at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deduction reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes number 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, if they're Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you think I did all this? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. It's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this whole thing away. You know what? I'll give her a break. It's fine. I guess this does kind of make it look like she's a killer. Funny, I feel bad for her all of a sudden. It's true that the witness could conceivably have committed this crime, yet we must not forget that the victim was an action hero. As formidable as her personality may be, I doubt she'd be strong enough. Uh-oh. If he removes her from consideration, that means Mr. Powers is in it. Sorry, when back, I don't have a choice. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on the day. But why would I do something so horrible to pay our Hammer? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. No, Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? That boy! The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my own man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? The boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Huh? Indeed. Then let's see this proof. I have... Oh. The spear. It's too heavy. The murder weapon was a samurai spear. The very spear is shown in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. The court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy... What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is all this about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. What? By whom? Huh. You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Who told her not to speak? Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studio that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Who? Who? Who were there? Aren't you listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination? I'm just gonna press on everything. So you were told not to talk? That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. Who was there? Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There's a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and go all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was falling over. Well, Mr. Wright, I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people that we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceeding in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 104. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I... We'll be going down to the studios to do more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for sure. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off of Mr. Powers. Poor Old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, and with that, we are going to end this episode here. And the next one, we will continue our investigation into the murder of Jack Hammer and continue the trial and hopefully complete it. So I will see you all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button. And if you want to see the next episode, or if you just want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.